I Found Your Moustache is the 17th episode of the 7th season of 2.5 Men. This is directed by James Widdoes, and as always, there will be spoilers from now as I go through the episode chronologically and share some thoughts. There's not necessarily anything wrong with this episode, but I find it to be tremendously boring. Chelsea is tremendously boring. There were a couple of nice moments, and I'll talk about those as we go through things. But in general, I don't have a lot to say. There's nothing about it that's badly done. I just could not care less. So I didn't really like it, and I don't really think there's much in this that's funny either. It starts off at the movie theatre with Charlie and Alan, and then Chelsea walks in with Brad, which is obviously awkward. She sees Charlie, and Charlie and Alan end up leaving, which is fair enough. They go to the bar and then Charlie decides that Alan's going to drive him to Chelsea's house so he can watch all night to see if she comes home after being out with Brad, which is questionable behaviour, but also definitely helps to highlight that he very much hasn't gotten over Chelsea yet, which is fair enough. It's only been a few weeks, and he puts on a fake moustache, and Chelsea and Brad come back, but Brad goes home. Well, he drives off, presumably goes home by himself. Charlie's happy with that, and then Chelsea gets in her car. Where could she be going? I guess there was a little bit of a mystery, but also when I pulled up the page on IMDb, it kind of gave away what happened. So I can't work out if it's very obvious where Chelsea was going or not. Maybe there's a mystery element there that could have been quite fun, but as I said, I had the information beforehand, which I guess kind of ruined that moment. They run out of gas because Alan only puts in $3 of gas at a time. So they have to walk home. And when they get there, Jake is sitting on the sofa with Chelsea, which, as I said, I saw coming. I feel like it's obvious, but if you're watching this for the first time and you didn't know what was going to happen, was it obvious? I'd love to know what you think. And this is probably one of the only times where Chelsea has done something that I think is terrible. As I've said many times, I think she's boring. I don't like her. I want her to leave and never come back. But at the same time, she's a good person. She's a kind person. She's a caring person. There are so many amazing qualities about her, but she is so boring. But here we have something that I don't agree with. She kisses Charlie. They spend the night together. And then the following morning, bearing in mind she's just been out with Brad, that's one problem. But the main issue I have is that she's really messing with Charlie's head. Charlie has, I was going to say he's tried to get over the relationship. I don't know if he's really tried to get over it, but at least he hadn't been trying to get in touch with Chelsea up until that point at the very least. And here she is, coming along with Brad behind her, Charlie in front of her. She wants everything, but is willing to give nothing, and by nothing I mean commitment. Not that I think she should be committing to Brad after a few weeks, but she's just playing with everybody. She is really messing with Charlie's emotions. Any progress he may have made since she moved out has just been completely undone. And there are names for her that I cannot say on YouTube without getting demonetized. This is really the first time she's ever done something, I think, ever done something wrong or made a really bad decision. And I think it's one of the worst decisions she ever could have made. Because she is messing with Charlie, she is messing with his mental health. I don't like it, I don't agree with it. I now have a valid reason for not liking her, because I always feel so guilty when I'm just so bored of her and want her to leave. Because she's so lovely and so sweet. But no, now we have a valid reason. Chelsea is a selfish, self-centered individual who is playing with Brad, messing with Charlie, getting everything she wants and giving nothing in return. As she says to Charlie the next morning, she's not coming back that night because she doesn't think the relationship can work. She still doesn't know if they have a future, and that is so disgusting. How can you be even saying, I don't know if we have a future, while dating Brad? If you need time to sort your head out, take the time, but don't date Brad at the same time. Absolutely disgusting behaviour from Chelsea. And in a way, I guess I'm glad I have a reason to dislike her, because I always felt rather guilty. And Charlie, once Chelsea leaves, Charlie eventually goes to the apartment and talks with Tom and Ed. And yeah, that scene I quite liked. I thought that was probably the highlight. In fact, I'd say the ending of the episode, the final few scenes were really strong. Charlie talks with Tom and Ed. Great characters, great discussion. Really enjoyed that scene. And then the final scene, Charlie is at home with Alan, invites Alan to sit down next to him on the sofa and just says all of these nice things to Alan. And it's really, really lovely and really sweet. And then Alan kind of spoils it by overreacting and hugs Charlie, and Charlie realizes this is too much and tries to smother Alan the way he did earlier on in the episode when Alan was talking and talking and talking and talking, and Charlie had nothing to say. That was after Chelsea rather, had just left again. So it's not a good episode. I'm sick of the sight of Chelsea. Kind of glad I have a reason to dislike her, because I always felt bad for that. But we have some interesting Charlie moments here, and the scene with Tom and Ned was quite good. So in general, I don't like it. I might skip this one when I binge watch this season next. I don't know. It depends on what I'm doing, or how engrossed I am in the show, or if it's just background company. If I had to sit down and watch it again, it wouldn't be the worst thing, but I would never choose it. It's not a good episode. Chelsea can do one for all I'm concerned. I don't like this episode. A few okay moments, but in general, I found Your Moustache is not a very fun experience.